Now, Ryan, listen, I'm under the narrative that if this team plays complementary football, what you're going to need on the road. I mean, as far as the offense bringing up, playing to its capabilities, because I think the defense has a lot of star power. Don't you agree that both sides have got to, pull their own weight?
Jaguars, yeah.
Yeah, Jaguars have to pull their own weight in order to win this game this Sunday.
Yeah, I agree, Leon. And, I think the special teams have really struggled. So you start there, cut out on the penalties, start making field goals, start punting it better. And then on offense, they got to pick it up. They're not good on third down. They have struggled in the red zone a little bit, and they didn't really challenge Houston down the field. Lawrence was 1 of 7 on passes of at least 16 air yards with an interception. So, this San Francisco defense, they're going to rush 4, they're going to drop 7, they're going to make you go 12 plays to get down the field. You have to chip away at some chunk plays after you get a first down, convert a 3rd and 5, whatever. Take some shots down the field to see how this defense responds in San Francisco minus Nick Bosa.
Yeah, I think here's another thing too, Ryan. And I keep hearing people say, "Well, they just got to stop dropping the ball." You've covered this league a long time. You guys drop the ball; it doesn't just turn the next week. It takes time.
Yeah, and I had him for 6 drops on Sunday. You know what you do if the guys keep dropping. You stop throwing to them, and you put them on the bench. And that's why if I'm Liam Cohen, I start working in Tim Patrick, the veteran receiver. You may not have De'Ami Brown, so work Patrick in a little bit. Maybe throw it to Tootin more often out of the backfield. And he said on Monday, Wednesday, well, I haven't lost faith in Parker Washington. Well, that's fine. He just better stop dropping 2 passes per game.
Mm-hmm. We're talking with Ryan O'Halloran. You can find him on X. You can find him at Jacksonville.com, the Florida Times Union columnist. And I do agree with you because there are more resources now than there have been before. And so, yeah, you can threaten a guy by limiting his plays. But I believe like a Parker Washington as an example, Ryan, he's going to bounce back. I think he's one of those guys that says, I can't have that. There's no stinking way I can go out there and do that again.
Yeah, I think he will, and Parker's smart enough to realize, okay, I am the 3rd or 4th receiver. If that continues, I'm not going to get the ball a lot. You got to hope that Brian Thomas can rebound from those 3 drops and the 46-yard pass at the end of the game the other day was the start of something for him, because this passing game goes nowhere if Brian Thomas is not a factor. But I think it's going to be a big Brenton Strange game. The tight ends had some success for Arizona, led by Trey McBride. Yeah. So if you're not going to throw the ball down the field, you better throw it to your tight end and have him break some tackles.
Now, Ryan, with the uncertainty of Travis Hunter, you've got to get him – uncertainty of De'Ami Brown, you got to get Travis Hunter more touches in this game, don't you, offensively?
I think so, and he showed that potential on that 21-yard catch. It was 19 yards after the catch. He showed the wiggle that he showed at Colorado. He broke a tackle. He got up the field. And what I want to see with Travis Hunter is send him down the field a little bit more often. See if he can get an explosive play. He's going to play more if there's no Brown. They're not really teaching him another position this week. Just be ready to play what your role has been. But the Hunter thing, it's starting to gain some traction nationally. A narrative, well, he's not really doing much. But I still think the time is running short for him to say, well, he missed a lot of camp. He showed some of that spark with that long catch. I want to see more out of Hunter on offense.
But you have to do that, though, Ryan. You have to go into a game, have a game plan, knowing we're getting him X amount of touches. I just don't see it. It just looks like it's random when he gets the ball, right?
Yeah, and to me, it does seem that way, because if they had sort of some earmarked plays, it'd be okay. Something on the first drive, which I think they did in the first game. They went to him a couple of times on that opening drive. Then they sort of got away from it. But it's almost like you want to feed all these mouths on that opening drive. Well, let's just go to the guys who can maybe, make an impact. And I do think for a rookie like Travis Hunter, despite his, gaudy statistics in college, he is still a confidence booster to get a catch early in the game. And so it doesn't feel like you're just running routes for the sake of running routes.
Talking with Ryan O'Halloran as we look at the Jags getting ready to go on the road to the 49ers. Grade Trevor to this point.
C-. If that, I do a plus minus on him, and through 2 games, he was at 14 plus plays and 14 minus plays. That's the definition of average. Yeah. The drops, his numbers would have been a lot better, but also there are other throws that he missed. So, 4 interceptions. He's throwing an interception in every game. That has to stop, because you're setting your offense back. even if they do have a drive going. And that interception led to the 50-yard touchdown the next play by the Texans on Sunday. So he got away with one by winning that game. So I think he needs to pick it up.
Now, Ryan, what do you contribute? This defense has 9 turnovers already in 3 games. They had 9 turnovers all of last year. What do you assess all of this aggression from this defense? What do you assess? Is the players, is the leadership, is the coaching, is the style of play? What do you assess it?
Yeah, the cop-out answer, Leon, is all the above. But we'll dig it in a little further. Is I think Josh Hines Allen is having an all-pro type season so far because he is putting pressure on the quarterback, like on that play, to force quarterbacks to throw early. Second guy I want to point to is Jordan Lewis. You talk about one of the best free agent signings in the entire league. I mean, he is all over the football. And then, let's face it, I mean, they probably upgraded. Oh, no, they did upgrade at the coordinator spot because Campanelli's putting guys in position. And I liked how he switched up his plan. He probably realized he blitzed too often against Cincinnati, and he got burned on it. Did a little bit different. Houston, rush 4, drop 7, and that created some turnovers that way. But I think the biggest thing is this team has trailed for 18 seconds in 3 games. If you have the lead, they have to throw. That plays into the rush, that plays into the coverage, that plays into the takeaways.
All right, so you said your idea is going to be that the Niners are going to rush 4 and drop 7 and force basically Trevor to beat them either throwing into a zone or the Jaguars to run. Which do you expect the Jaguars to try first?
Yeah, I think they're going to try and establish the run first. That's going to be their MO every game. They ran into a brick wall with Houston with some of those fronts the Texans presented, but it's if you can start running on the 49ers, and maybe you get that safety to sort of drop down a little bit. Cohen mentioned the stat today that the Niners are like 4th most in playing that over-the-top shell coverage, which means keep everything in front of you. But if you get that safety to start, poking around the line of scrimmage, that'll open things up down the field. But, last year with Tampa, Cohen was calling the plays. Running backs and tight ends caught the majority of the passes. That script has to change for him on Sunday with the Jaguars.
I can't help but think we've been walking around or tiptoeing around this thing. Ryan O'Halloran did say it basically earlier, a C-plus grade for Trevor. And then you add up what we've all said, including what Matt said. They're saying, San Francisco is, Ryan, that number 1 overall pick is the thing we're least scared of, and we're gonna take away the run and make him beat us.
Yeah, and that's what their plan should be. Look at Houston. That's what they did last week, and what he threw 22, 23 times in the first half, and the Jaguars only had 9 run plays. If you become one-dimensional and it leans on the quarterback, like a lot of quarterbacks, the other team's going to have the advantage. But, going on the road, this team has played terribly on the West Coast for the entire history of their franchise. Go out to San Francisco, have great quarterback play, get a win, come back here for Monday Night Football at 3-1.
Mm-hmm.
Now's the time for Lawrence to start really getting a comfort level with the play calling and really move his game forward.
Leon Searcy here. Thank you so much for watching 1010XL Jaguars on YouTube. Before you click away, please subscribe to the videos on the channel and be sure to check out our other team-specific channels on 1010XL Network on YouTube.